I just coughed and farted.
What? Did you actually at the same... Brooke, did you at the same time? Did you go... Oh my God, is this recording? Brooke just coughed and farted, and that's the intro to Ep 4. Love you!
All right. Family, mob, community.
Everyone.
Hey, biggest mob. Welcome back to Not So PG, our 4th episode.
Firstly, we would like to acknowledge the custodians of the land on which we record this podcast. And today, for me, that's the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation.
And for me, it's the Wurundjeri, Woiwurrung and Bunurongbu people of the Kulin Nation.
We'd like to extend our acknowledgement by a whole minute. No, I'm kidding.
B, let's get into it. Welcome back to Not So PG, our 4th episode. Bloody hell, what have you been up to, Matty?
Oh, it has been a massive week, another massive week. I'm really excited to be here because we have our first guest this episode. So we are popping that interview cherry.
Oh, okay. I'm as pumped as that, but I'm not as horny as that.
Oh, babe, it's been a minute. I need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. No, I'm kidding.
Up.
But
well,
yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Bloody jump into it. We've got Pomara 5th on the episode today.
She's going to be with us in not too long. But before that, tell me about your week, Brooke. What'd you get up to?
Ooh, I had a really wholesome weekend, to be honest. It had
makes
been...
one of us.
Yeah, someone's been sending it. I had a wholesome little night with my friends. Lots of belly laughs. You know when you just need a belly laugh and you just like, I think I literally peed my pants like 3 times just of laughter.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I fucking love it, honestly. Went for an ocean
Fucking
swim.
love peeing my pants.
I went on a date. Fucking
Wait,
love it.
did you just say a date?
I went on a date.
Oh, can you tell me about it?
It's a long one. Let's not for the intro. We'll get into it later.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a big weekend, let me tell you. I'm somebody who hardly ever sends it these days. And when I say send it, it means like have too many drinks and just, goes over the edge.
Yeah.
Too many what?
Too many wines.
Wines, yes. I'm glad you said the wines line. So my weekend was actually quite big. I went very close to the edge this weekend. And you know those weekends where it's going to take a while to recover? I'm definitely feeling like, oh, okay, I'm waiting for Tuesday afternoon because that's when I'm going to feel better. But I did have a big weekend on Friday night. I, had the show and then friends came and saw the show and then we went back to the house and we had like wine and cheese and...
You celebrated.
And
you
celebrated.
It was a wrap-up of the show. Yep. You celebrated. We love that for you.
On Saturday night, I went to karaoke. It was so epic. Went with the cast to this epic karaoke bar near Central Station in Sydney, and it was just like walking down 3 flights of stairs into a spaceship. Next time you come to Sydney, we have to go. And I was, I was like, oh, I'm not going to sing. 4 wines deep, and I'm up there. I'm thinking like, I'm Beyonce. I had someone like with the fake wind machine. It was fucking fabulous. But yeah, definitely still recovering from a big weekend. That's for sure.
I love that. We've had like opposite scales for fucking weekends. I literally was chill, wholesome, and you just fucking dancing on tables, I bet. What's your karaoke song?
It's definitely shouldn't be my karaoke song, but it's Celine Dion, All Coming Back to Me Now.
I bet it's all coming back to you now.
It is definitely the reflective moments I've had over the last 24 hours isn't great. I definitely feel like I ruined a few songs for some of the cast members. Yep, they're definitely not going to be listening to those songs anymore. But other than that, went to IKEA, did an IKEA trip this week. And
that's wholesome.
Oh, it's wholesome until you start building furniture with your, partner and then you get a little bit horny. It's sort of a turn on, don't you think?
Wait, getting horny over flat packs? I've never heard of it. That's our fucking not so PG moment is Matty gets horny over flat packs.
Well, I just walked upstairs and Paul was building one of the chairs we bought and I just started humping him like a dog from behind.
Oh, and that's what started it.
Yes,
And that's
he was
where
like,
it
"Get off
escalated.
me!" Literally
Wait, we're
felt
all big on consent, guys.
totally. And then I walked away because I was ashamed of my actions and went downstairs and ate pizza and watched TV. It didn't escalate.
I love that for you. Sounds like you celebrated a good bloody wrap up of a good couple of weeks you've had going on with the show and everything.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
But also, you know what I want to
Mm.
say? I just want to say thank you so much to all the listeners who have reached out on the last episode, because the last episode obviously hit home for a lot of people, and also I think it was an opportunity to, you know, share stories with people who might not be aware of those stories. So yeah, no, I think. Thanks.
True that. I think a lot of education has come from it. I've had fucking tons of messages. People have been watching the Incarceration Nations show.
Yep.
People in the juvenile justice being like, oh, wow, this was really insightful. Like, it's so good to know, what we can do to support more young people in those systems. And then, yeah, I think a lot of messages of support being like, we love our podcast. Even from our little Nova family. Bang On even gave us a little shout out. They said that they felt like little...
Aunties.
They said that they feel like aunties listening on a conversation. So, sorry, the aunties, if you are listening, we love you. And we're not keeping it PG.
Not keeping it PG. And what I've had is, similar feedback is that people feel like they're in on the conversation. And let me tell you, listeners, you absolutely are. We love that you mob are, a part of our convo. It's it's epic to know that you're just on the other side of an AirPod.
Exactly. No, that's why we started this, right? It was that we wanted to have biggest mob yarns and feel like we're, just you're talking to us.
Yeah.
So I guess to contrast last week's episode, we're going to keep it light this time and nice and fun. And we are actually popping our interview guest cherry.
Woo-hoo! We have such an incredible guest, a first guest on Not So PG. It is the wonderful First Nation drag queen and Māori drag queen Pomara Fifth, who is starring in RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under Stan Original Series, which premieres this week. We are so excited to welcome her to the podcast. She's going to be an absolute superstar on Drag Race Down Under. But firstly, she's starring on Not So PG, our podcast. Please welcome Pomara Fifth.
Okay, Matty, so it's 4th episode and we've got our first ever guest.
Ooh, how exciting.
Oh my God,
I'm
so
excited as well, Brooke. We have Pomara Fifth, who is on the upcoming season of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. She's a First Nation and Māori queen. Oh my gosh, all you mob listening at home, give her the biggest welcome. Woo!
Hi. Oh my God, wait, did you say I'm your first guest?
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
How lush.
I know. We don't do things in halves. Like, if we're going to have someone on, we're going to fucking send it. And you're our first guest. And we're so excited to have you because we're obviously huge RuPaul Drag Race fans. And we've got so much to talk about and so many questions to ask you. But we know that we can't ask you a lot about the show and everything. We just want to know who you are as a person and I guess how you got to be on the cast. Like... How crazy.
So wild. So wild. It's actually like such a lengthy process to sort of get there. It's from the camera's perspective, people watching at home, we've just magically appeared and we're like, hi. But it's so not the case. There's such a lengthy audition process, especially this time around. And then once you complete all that, you do all that, you sort of just hang in the background until you either receive a, hey, yeah, let's move forward, or it's a no. So luckily for me, I got like a, hey, yes, let's move forward with that. Yeah, and then you just go from there, and then you do all your things. And next thing you know, you're getting stuff made and you fly in and filming.
Wow, what an incredible journey you've had so far, just in terms of hearing that and the process it takes to get on the show. Tell me, what was it like receiving that phone call from RuPaul? Were you like, oh hey, yeah, I've got a couple of moments free in the year that I can do your show?
And was it RuPaul or was it someone else?
I can't say who it was, but it wasn't RuPaul. But if I can say this, I was selected by RuPaul, personally.
Wow.
Ooh.
Now that is incredible.
Yeah, that's wild. It's absolutely wild. So all the cast members that you see are hand selected by RuPaul. Once you get that phone, you get this phone call, and it's just this, we'd like to welcome you to join the cast of season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. And I think at that point, my jaw hit the floor. 'Cause
My
it's-
floor fell out from under me.
Oh, my floor left my body. Bitch, I'm a ghost. It was wild. I sort of just said like, and they ask you that question of like, would you like to join? And in that moment, because my humor is quite satire, I sort of wanted to turn around and be like, nah.
Like, no, I'm good.
But no, I was like, oh my God, yes.
Oh, I love that. And
I'm actually really busy.
Yeah. I don't have any time left, especially not for RuPaul's Drag Race. No, look, Pomara, you are the second First Nations queen to have joined the franchise, the Down Under version, the Stan Original series, we'll call it. It's an incredible honour to be able to. I'm sure it is for you as well to be able to represent our community on these sort of platforms. How does it feel being, First Nations queen on a platform that mostly doesn't have First Nations people on the cast? When I think of the different versions of this show around the world, you hardly ever see a First Nations queen on the cast. You're the second. That's an incredible honour, right?
It's wild.
First Nations and Māori, right?
Yeah. So, basically First Nations to both sort of countries. It's extremely honor. Like, you have such a sense of pride moving through the series, and you just feel this sense of pride knowing that you have got that community that you're representing. It really sort of does like boost you up, but there is also that sort of like added pressure of like, oh God, I am also the only one here representing that community at this point. So it's a nice, I'd like to say it's a nice combination of both. But it's extremely, it's wonderful. It's a nice feeling to sort of go in and do that. And I think with everything coming up, I try and do my absolute best to represent both sides of my culture.
We both actually want to know a little bit more about you and in terms of your, where you grew up, how you came to be a drag queen, what your childhood was like. I know that you grew up around the corner from me in Camden. When I say around the corner, not literally, just a couple of minutes extra southwest.
Yeah.
The southwest of Sydney isn't the home of Sydney drag, that's for sure. So what was it like growing up in Camden?
I always say that growing up in Camden, there's only two things to do, and that's either go to the pub or play footy.
I love that. That's me in a nutshell.
That's Brooke's heaven. Brooke, you're moving to Camden.
Oh, fucking sign me up.
Yeah, come on, Brooke. I think, Brooke, you'd fit in well with my family. I come from a family of football players and pub goers. So, I sort of was like the odd one out, being like, well, I want to wear dresses.
Mm-hmm.
So it's wild, growing up in such a place where that sort of culture is not seen, like, at all, you have that sort of sense of like feeling a bit alone and feeling a bit isolated, and not that really had stopped me before, but it still is there. It's still in the back of your mind going like, oh my God, I'm like the only one doing this. And I remember being younger in drag and trying to sort of reach out and bring drag to like the midst of Camden, and getting like, sorry, that's not what our establishment's looking for, or sorry, no, we're not interested. And so I pretty much got like a no from like everyone, basically saying
Yeah.
like, sorry, it's not what we're after, or we don't want that here. And I will just say this: I think there's more retirement homes in Camden than there are people. So, that really sums up Camden for you. Late night shopping is from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. And you can go there on a Thursday. So it's wild. It's absolutely wild. So doing this in the midst of Camden, and keep in mind, I'm not shy. If I'm going to a gig or coming home from a gig, and I need to grab something from the shops, I will do that in full drag in the middle of Camden.
That is amazing.
Just saying like, hey, hey everyone, hi. So
the Queen is here.
hi. Hi, which aisle is lash glue in? But no, it's. I haven't received, any sort of negativity. I will say that I guess the only negativity I sort of have ever received in a public setting was actually in the city. So out here, it's actually more well received, and I say that because I do a bingo. I used to do a bingo that was even more southwest in a small town of Bargo.
Oh, wow.
I don't know where that is.
I think I saw a documentary on Bargo murders or something like that. Is that where it
I
happened?
don't know. But I mean, like,
who are they murdering?
you'd hope it was a once-off because there's not many people in the town.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe. But it's extremely small, rural working town. And so I said to myself, let's start drag bingo there. And I went on down to Bargo Hotel, and I tell you, what a time. But I have never been more well received than doing it there in my life. Like, it goes off, they love it, and I always say the smaller the town and the smaller the community and the less exposed it is to what we do, the better it is received. Because, in the city, it's always there. We have 1,000 drag queens doing bingos and trivias and all of that sort of stuff throughout the week. So, Camden, might be it might be the place to be. I don't think it will be, but it might be Monday.
You never know. There's a whole brand new airport coming out that way. People can just fly in for the drag scene.
What's the population in Camden? Because I'm so oblivious. Because I'm from WA. I'm from a walkabout that way. Because you guys are from similar places, right? So same mob or different mob?
Pomara and I, we're from both Kamilaroi, right?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. See, two Kamilaroi queens up in here.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, in Camden, you had how many siblings?
So growing up in Camden, I have one sister, and then I have three other sisters. I'm sort of the meat between two families, and I'm used to being the meat.
Sounds like a polyamorous relationship.
It's quite fabulous,
Sounds like
actually.
A sandwich.
It's quite fabulous. It was my first introduction to being in between things. So, swiftly moving past that, segue insert.
Keyword insert.
Insert, please. But so I was the meat between two families, and I grew up basically with my sister from New Zealand. She lives in New Zealand now. So I grew up with her. Her name's Jade. Hi, Jade. And grew up with Jade and my mum in Camden, and that was fabulous. That was sort of my first introduction, I think, to all things feminine. Not only being sort of raised by such strong feminine energy, but also I would steal her Barbies.
Oh, I actually, I can say that I did that as well.
But yeah, I used to go into a drawer and steal her stockings, and then I used to put balls in the end. I don't think anyone knows this, by the way. So this is technically an exclusive.
We got it.
We love.
But I used to go into a drawer and put tennis balls in the ends of her stockings, and then put the stockings on my head and pretend I was Sailor Moon. Yeah. Work.
That is some creativity right there. Like, bam.
How
Yeah.
old were you?
Like 6.
oh my god, I love that.
Yeah. I mean, that's drag ingenuity right there. That's craftsmanship.
One 100%.
Early days, was there a light bulb moment for you where you were like, and that could have been it, let me tell you, but was there a light bulb moment where you went, you know what, drag is something that I feel very connected to and something that I want to explore?
Yeah, definitely. I grew up in such a household where I was free to do and be whoever and whatever. And I had the freedom and the range to move about and try different things. And I first got introduced to, like, you know, the movies of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, Tu Wong Fu.
Mm-hmm.
And so watching that my mother had actually bought me, that was sort of, my first introduction to, like, drag. And I was so captivated by it. They were gorgeous, and the costumes and the hair, and I was just like, oh my god, this is what I've been doing for years, but like better. But like actual. So I mean, like, it was wild. And you know, growing up in such a small town, you know, you had that family, that some people in the family being like, does he want to be a woman?
Yeah.
Like, no, I just want to dress as a woman and prance about. Let me be.
Yes.
Exactly.
So that was sort of that. And then I hadn't gone to a gay club for years. I'd never been to a gay club after turning 18 because a lot of my friends were all females and they were all, straight, cis female. And so we would, you know, typically go where you generally go, and that was to like full on hard R&B clubs.
Like King's Cross, or are you talking like MacArthur Square vibes?
Oh, good old the Square. But no, like King's Cross, we used to go to a club called it was under the Lint Cafe.
Magic City. It was called Red Room or Magic City, wasn't it?
Magic City.
Magic City, yes.
So I used to go to
Oh
Magic
my gosh,
City.
I went there as well.
I'm just sitting here being like, yeah, I know these names of these gay places.
But can I ask you this question? While you're out with your straight friends, you know, your hetero girlfriends, they would be having the time of their life, and then would you sneak off halfway through the night to Oxford Street in the gay club?
So this is the thing. I didn't know Oxford Street at all. I had never been. Because none of my friends would go with me. So I thought, okay, I'll just go. Like, this is just what, you know, people do. This is just what we do. And then I went out with my gay friend at the time, and he was like, we're going to Oxford Street. And I was like, okay, work. I think I went there previously, but that memory is a bit blurry. But
Wonder why.
God knows. But so I went out with my friend, and that was my first sort of real introduction to Oxford Street. And we went to Stonewall and Arc and did all that. And then at the time in Arc, there was a fabulous drag show with 3 drag queens. And I remember just being like, oh my God, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that, please. And then after being kicked out, I went home and started it.
After being kicked out?
What did you get kicked out for? Being badass.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Stealing the costumes of the drag queens.
No, trying to get up on stage. That's what it was. No, I think I just had a bit too few lemonades.
Lemon lime bitters
lemonades.
with that lemon ice. Oh, the Stonewall long iced teas. That'll get you.
That'll
get anyone kicked out. Oh, yep. It will fuck you in the ass, or you will get fucked in the ass.
Can I ask where you came up with Pomara, the name? Where did that come from?
This is always such a weird one to explain, but you know, that's on me. That's on me for sticking with such a I guess odd name. But I did want something.
Love it.
Thank you, Brooke. Oh my God, stop it. I did want something that was. I didn't want a pun. I knew that. At that time there were so many drag queens with so many pun names that I was just like, it's too easy to sort of someone else, along the line to pick that, and there'll be, two of me. At that point in time, I knew like 3 crystals, 4 pennies. It was wild. So I wanted a name that was not a pun, and something, it had to start with P, and it had to be sort of, a little bit sexy, but still could be a drag name. So funnily enough, I thought, well, I either gonna stick to drag or I might become a stripper. So I picked the first street that I grew up on as a kid, and that's my drag name.
Pomara Street?
Yeah, look, we won't go into too much detail, but yeah, Pomara was the name of the street, yes.
Oh, okay. We don't want to out her at first address. So wait, so if my drag name was my street name, mine was Brigalow.
Ooh.
Oh my God, Brigalow Brooke.
That's actually sexy.
Brigalow Brooke.
Yeah.
I'm into that. I'm down for that.
Mine would be Robertson Way. That was mine.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's in Claymore.
Yeah, that's where I grew up, Robertson Way, Claymore. Wow. I know that you grew up in Camden, the southwest, but now you sort of, have a bit of a home on Oxford Street. What has the scene sort of been like for you to, as a First Nations queen, to, one, break into? I know it's not that easy for a lot of First Nations queens to be able to perform along that strip. Well, it wasn't back in the day. But you seem to be, you gig all the time. You work your absolute arse off. What is it like these days?
Oh, look, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, Oxford Street has definitely done a full, I'm not going to say 360 because that's essentially going back to the same spot, but it's done a full 180. And it's so inclusive now, and we have so much diverse talent, constantly flooding the streets, and it's so amazing to see the doors sort of being opened wider and wider and wider. But yeah, when I first started, there was sort of like one essential way of doing drag, I guess. And, fitting that mold. And when I first started, it's not what I am doing now. When I first started, I wanted to be really grungy and, dark and blah, blah. And, that wasn't always the way, and I knew where I wanted to go.
They
and
didn't accept that at Camden Bingo, did they?
The nanas said no. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do here? And I knew where I wanted to go in drag, and I knew what I wanted to do. So I sort of set a path for myself and said, well, you know what, like, you're just going to have to push through, and you have to push through a lot of shit and a lot of crap, and there was a lot of shit and a lot of crap when I first started. Once you have that sort of...
Sounds like a bad topping experience.
Oh, darling, it's like, it's literally like a remake of Shawshank Redemption. But yeah, once you have that goal in mind, and once you see that, you sort of just push and push and push, and then next thing you know, you're 5 years in, and you're working, almost every night, and you're complaining of sore feet every day. And now we're almost 9 years in, and it's insane. Now I've got 2 bad feet, bad knees, bad back, but hey, we're living.
You a bad bitch.
Yeah.
We're hustling.
Absolutely. But being a First Nations queen coming out and doing that, it's absolutely... it's amazing. But we did have a lot of amazing First Nation queens prior to that, and growing up in drag and being judged in competitions. I was being judged by like Doreen Maganini and the likes of them, and it was incredible to sort of see someone sort of like myself judging me and going, oh great, well they have a place. They're a legend. Yeah. So if they can do it, anyone can do it. And growing up, especially, no one knew I was Aboriginal because of, how sort of, I guess, white I present, and how yeah, just milky my skin is.
Well, you know what they say, no matter how much milk you add to that cup of tea, you still tea, baby. You still tea.
Absolutely. And that's what I've always said. And I always say, no, seriously, it's true. It's true. I show them photos of my grandparents and they're like, are you sure?
Yeah.
But
You shouldn't have to prove yourself, hey,
That's
or
it.
prove your Aboriginality. Like, this is, what me and Matty always talk about, just constantly having to feel like you have to prove yourself in, Australia. I mean, like, we're fucking First Nations. We're fucking First Nations people. Like,
Absolutely.
that was the whole point of colonization, was to, like, bloody breed us out, you fuckers. Like, no wonder we're fucking all types of colours.
Oh, absolutely. Like, God, you got us all up in here with all different types of skin and, hairs and eyes, and it's a wild ride. But at the end of the day, we're all
We're a
one
MAC
mob.
makeup palette, babe.
We're a MAC makeup palette. We're a MAC makeup palette.
Oh, I love that. Every all different colours, and they're all doing their own things.
Now, on RuPaul's Drag Race, the trailer has just been released this week. There was promo videos for each of the queens on this season that were released prior to that.
Yeah.
You talk about how it's important for you to represent those curvy queens, those women with curves, and you speak so much about body positivity. How important is that for you?
It is super important because growing up again as a bigger person and like seeing me in person, I look like a football player. Like I look like I should be out there on the field. I'm huge, and it just
That's how they
that's
breed
how
them
they breed them in
Camden.
Camden, girlfriend. That's how they do it. But also, I guess a little bit delicate inside. You don't always feel your size. I didn't always feel my size. I didn't sort of portray that giant, huge bitch energy.
Ooh, love that.
Yeah. I was very timid and very shy when I was younger. And I sort of came into my own and gained confidence and realized, you know what, I like the body that I'm in. This is me. This is it. I have amazing role models like my mum and my sister, and they are confident and, beautiful beings. And that sort of paved the way for me to sort of go, you know what, everybody is beautiful. It doesn't matter what you look like, what type of body you have. I knew so many different women and men and everyone in between that had such different array of body types, and they were all beautiful. And I thought, why is there such a thing around bodies? Like, why are we still doing that? Why am I still picking up a magazine and it's still saying like 10 tips to flatten that stomach? Like,
Ugh.
how about 10 tips to fuck off?
Yeah.
Fucking man.
100%. Gosh. But you know what?
Nobody cares for that.
You are and I gave you this title when we spoke last, but you are the Kamilaroi Queen of Curves, and I fucking love it. So you fucking represent, babe.
Thank you so much. That is, I have been announcing that title to everyone. That is now my new name.
Yes. The KKK. No, I'm kidding. But I think Queen has a Q, so don't worry.
KKQ, you dickhead.
KKK.
No. Not even a word of a lie. Leaving that time that I had seen you, I was like, oh my God, let's change all the letter, like Kamilaroi, Queen, Curve, like let's make it all one letter.
Yes.
And I was like, K, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, we'll just leave it as is.
Oh, too good. No, it's great. I think, it's so great to have, like, I feel so much pride that there's a Kamilaroi Queen on this season of Drag Race. And I think that our mob, especially back home on country, get to see that and connect with that. It's just another opportunity to inspire, First Nations young people to be themselves and be so proud of who they are.
Yeah.
And you're sending out the most like beautiful messages with that body positivity, being like, fucking rock it, fucking own it. And I think like, if we could turn around and say like messages to our younger self, like that's exactly what I'd be saying to them. Like literally.
Yeah.
Why are we so hard on ourselves? We're young. And yeah, I love all the messages that you're putting out. I think they're fucking phenomenal and I'm so excited to see this season.
Yes. Well, one of the
you.
things, Brooke, and you just mentioned it, it's about, reflecting and talking to the younger version of ourselves. This is something that RuPaul does in the season, at the end of the season. The finalists get an opportunity to be able to talk to their younger selves, the portrait of their younger self. Yep. What would the message be that you would have to your younger self?
And, thinking about this, I went in and was like, oh, what am I going to do, at that moment? What would I say? And you really have to think about it because that's a serious thing. And
yep.
Then I really thought about it and it wouldn't be much. It would not be much because if I have the chance to go back and do things differently, I wouldn't be the person that I am now. And I wouldn't have the mindset and the mentality that I am now. And I think the things that I had to go through when I was younger really paved the way and made me the person that I am now. And I love the person that I am now. The only thing I would probably tell my younger self is just to keep doing what you're doing and go through life, enjoying all the small things. And that's what I essentially did, was just enjoying every moment. I didn't go to school going, oh God, am I going to be bashed again? I went to school and went, I can't wait to see my friends and laugh about, something that I saw on TV or a joke that we had, it was sort of those things. And that was my focus. So that would have been, my message. And just to sort of say, just to keep going, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Don't give up in those moments where you feel like you're going to, and don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you. Don't give up. Don't feel like you need to give up, because you don't. You push forward and you keep doing that.
I love that. And
I love that.
Now that you are a Rue girl, they call themselves Rue girls, Brooke.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, she a Rue girl now. What is something that you're, looking forward to? Because obviously this platform is such a massive platform. It's an opportunity to be able to share your voice with the world. Now that, you have this incredible title as a Rue girl, what are some of the things in your future that you're excited to do with that sort of, new platform?
There is, the world is your oyster at this point. And as Michelle Visage would say, you just go out there and do it. And that's essentially what I'm going to be doing, is going out there and doing it. There are things in the pipelines. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes, and you'll be seeing me. You'll be seeing me everywhere. Not just in New South Wales, not just in Australia.
Yeah. She's an international diva.
So yeah,
I love this.
But no, I'm excited. I'm super excited. A lot of new things. Dipping my toes into other ponds, and releasing stuff that you may watch or listen to.
Dipping her toes.
Tell me it's an
fingers.
OnlyFans account, please.
Babe, no, that was shut down a while ago.
Well, our podcast, it's called Not So PG. We talk about this sort of content. Speaking of OnlyFans, have you ever dabbled in OnlyFans?
Babe, that's how I paid for a lot of my costumes for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes. She a bad bitch with a.
Is that our Not So PG moment, Matty?
Ooh, I
or
think
are
we should ask. Yeah, I think
We
I
should.
definitely think we should ask. So we'd love it, you as our first guest, to share a Not So PG moment.
There.
What's the sauce? What's the sauce?
There are so many moments. My life is not so PG. So
Exactly.
it's really hard to pick for one. I think OnlyFans, is one of the spiciest things that I've done. OnlyFans with an array of videos, an array of.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Can I ask on that? Is it Pomara doing it, or
Wouldn't you like to know?
you? He's like subscribe, baby.
No, it's. I will give you.
Find me at both.
I will give you the lowdown. It's purely only Pomara.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, I mean, like, look,
I'd sign up.
I have not been with a gay man for 3 years. So I didn't say I hadn't been with a man. I just hadn't been with a gay man for 3 years. So
Yes, yes, woman.
yeah,
Yes,
they like
woman.
the curve. They like the, I like to say, they like a lady with a little bit of extra bits.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I'm for the curves.
Absolutely,
I'm for the
you
curves.
just
I'll sign up. What's
And I'm
what's
for the
your
extra
OnlyFans
bits.
account?
you just get on in there. You take the ring off, you slap down the picture of the wife, and you swing on it till dawn.
Oh, that is fucking fabulous, and what an incredible NPG moment. It's been an absolute blast having you on the podcast. You are incredible.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see your journey on the show.
Thank you.
Me too. We're so excited to watch you, and we're so excited to see what comes after. And thank you so much for being our first hot, sexy guest on Not So PG. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
I've loved this chat. I'm so sorry that I've been in the quiet because I've just been like in awe listening to you, and I'm excited.
Her floor dropped out from her.
Oh, not her floor. Oh, gosh. Oh, thank you guys so much. This has been wonderful, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you, Matty and Brooke. It's been absolutely amazing, and I tell you, I could listen to your voice all day, every day.
Mate, mine or both of us?
Oh, well, they're both of yours. Yeah, of course.
She meant yours, babe. Take the compliment.
Hello, Pomara.
Oh, my God, Brooke, stop.
I can be on
Oh, my
those hotline
God.
calls. Do you reckon?
I was just about to say,
Horny now.
can you be a hotline worker? Because that is amazing.
Yes.
New job. That's my new job. I'm signing up now.
Done. Or, fun, you could just do podcasts. Same thing.
That's actually a great idea. We might actually do one.
I think we've just started something here, guys.
A threesome. Great. Into it.
I'm into it.
Into it.
No.
Into it.
Well, all right, love. Well, thank you so much. Biggest love to you. Congrats on all your success. And we can't wait to see what happens.
Thank you guys so much. Mwah, mwah. Love you both.
What a good bloody episode. I'm so stoked we got to chat with Pomara Fifth, our first ever guest.
Oh, that is epic, hey? Like, I love her, love her. She definitely is the Kamilaroi Queen of Curves. And if you mob want to see her on Stan original series RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, you can tune in this week to the premiere episode or follow the lovely Pomara Fifth on Instagram.
At pomara.fifth.
Ooh, there's the handle.
Well, that's it for this episode, guys. And we'll see you next week.
Next week. Love you.